It started the way most modern scandals do. Not with an announcement. Not with a confirmation. But with a leak. A blurry photo. A hotel lobby. Two familiar silhouettes walking just far enough apart to spark doubt, and just close enough to ignite chaos. Within hours, one question exploded across timelines, fan groups, and comment sections worldwide. Bai Lu. Dylan Wang. Together again? Fans were stunned, not because the two stars had never been linked before, but because this moment felt different. Quiet. Unplanned. Almost accidental. And in an industry where every public appearance is usually calculated, accidents are what make people nervous. And curious. The leak didn't show anything dramatic. No hand-holding. No clear interaction. Just timing. Location. And enough coincidence to send the internet into a spiral. Because when two of C-drama's most talked about stars appear in the same hotel at the same time, fans don't see coincidence. They see a story trying to hide. Almost immediately, sides formed. Some fans dismissed it as work-related. A shared schedule. A coincidence blown out of proportion. After all, Bai Lu and Dylan Wang move in overlapping industry circles. Events, productions, meetings, hotels are common ground. But others weren't convinced. Because this wasn't the first time their names had been quietly linked. Past interviews. Subtle interactions. Moments fans archived and revisited late at night, asking themselves whether they imagined the tension or whether it was always there. And now this. What shook fans the most wasn't the possibility of a relationship. It was the secrecy. No staff photos. No public acknowledgement. No follow-up explanation. Just silence. And silence, in fandom culture, is never empty. It's loud. Comparisons flooded in almost instantly. Fans looked back at Dylan Wang's past rumored connections. How public some moments were. How playful. How visible. And then they looked at this, subtle, hidden, almost guarded. Why the difference? Bai Lu, on the other hand, has always carried a different kind of presence. Calm. Professional. Emotionally controlled. She doesn't feed speculation easily, which only made this situation feel heavier. Because if two people like this were trying to avoid attention, what were they protecting? Or was there even anything to protect at all? That question split the fandom straight down the middle. Supporters argued that celebrities deserve privacy. That a hotel's sighting proves nothing. That assumptions hurt real people. And they weren't wrong. But speculation thrives in the absence of clarity, and the industry knows that well. What made this leak particularly unsettling was the timing. Both stars were in the middle of busy schedules. High visibility. Peak attention. If this was simply coincidence, it was unfortunate. If it wasn't, then it was risky. And Dylan Wang isn't known for careless risks. Fans began analyzing details with almost cinematic intensity. The entrance. The distance between them. The body language. Who walked first? Who followed? Was it intentional separation, or just coincidence caught at the wrong angle? Every frame became a debate. And then came the emotional undercurrent that no one could ignore. Some fans admitted this moment hurt. Not out of jealousy, but confusion. Because Dylan Wang's name has long been associated with a different emotional narrative in fandom culture. A softer one. One rooted in nostalgia rather than mystery. And this hotel leak felt colder. More adult. More secretive. It didn't feel like a fairy tale. It felt real. Which scared people. Others welcomed it. They argued that growth looks like this. That not all connections are meant to be public or explained. That if Dylan Wang and Bai Lu share something private, it doesn't need fan approval. And yet, the question lingered. Why now? Why surface like this, in such an unclear way, when staying unseen would have been easier? Some speculated the leak wasn't accidental. That someone wanted this story out. That silence afterward was a strategy, not avoidance. Others pushed back hard, calling that theory disrespectful and dangerous. But speculation had already taken root, and once it does, it doesn't disappear quietly. Old clips resurfaced. Past interviews where Bai Lu spoke about trust and boundaries. Moments where Dylan talked about wanting something real, away from the spotlight. Fans connected dots that may never have been meant to connect. And still no confirmation.
No denial.
Just 2 stars continuing their schedules as if nothing had happened. Which, for many fans, was the most telling part of all. Because when rumors are false, denial comes quickly. When they're sensitive, silence often follows. But silence doesn't always mean guilt. Sometimes it means protection. Of privacy. Of careers. Of something fragile that can't survive public noise. The C-drama world has seen this before. Relationships speculated into exhaustion. Stories written by fans that never belonged to them. And sometimes, genuine connections crushed under expectation. That's why this moment feels so dangerous. Not because of what it might be, but because of what it could become if mishandled. Bai Lu and Dylan Wang stand at a crossroads of fandom emotion. One misstep, one careless word, and a quiet situation could turn into a storm. Perhaps that's why they've chosen stillness instead. And yet, fans are left holding questions. Was this hotel sighting nothing more than overlapping schedules? Was it a private meeting that never intended to be seen? Or was it the first crack in a wall built carefully over time? The truth is, no one knows. And that uncertainty is what keeps the story alive. Because in a world obsessed with confirmation, ambiguity is intoxicating. It allows fans to project hope, fear, disappointment, and curiosity all at once. And maybe that's the real reason this moment shocked so many people. Not because Bai Lu and Dylan Wang were spotted together, but because for the first time, fans couldn't decide how to feel. So now the story pauses here.
No answers. No statements.
Just a lingering image and a fandom holding its breath. And the next move, whether it's silence, clarification, or something entirely unexpected, will change everything. What do you think? Was this hotel leak a coincidence blown out of proportion, or the quiet reveal of something the public wasn't meant to see yet? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like if you want clarity instead of chaos. And subscribe, because in C-drama, the quiet moments are often the ones that matter most. And maybe that's why this moment refuses to fade. Not because we were shown the truth, but because we were shown just enough to question everything. In an industry where nothing is accidental, silence becomes a choice. And whatever that hotel moment truly was, coincidence, privacy, or something still unfolding, it reminded fans how fragile these stories really are when the spotlight hits too hard. Now the question is yours. Do you believe this was simply 2 stars crossing paths, or the beginning of something fans weren't meant to see yet? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. Every perspective matters here. Tap like if you want clarity, not chaos. And subscribe for C-drama stories told with depth, respect, and the details others miss. Because sometimes, the quietest moments change everything.